Hi, I'm Ashmi and welcome to my channel Honey Chili Stories. Many international students choose Belgium for education because Belgium has some of the topmost universities in the world. The quality of education is very high with a great focus on research, affordable tuition fees, and also Belgium is one of the most globalized countries in the world, providing amazing diversity in its culture and languages. So if you're someone who is planning to come to Belgium for education, then this video is for you where I'll be discussing these following topics: the types of education, the top universities in Belgium where you can apply for the course of your choice, brief overview of the steps to apply for the courses, the tuition fees for international students, and finally, the degree requirements and the job opportunities post the completion of your education. But before starting the video, I want to make it clear that the information that I'll be sharing is based on my research gathered through various websites, and I've tried collecting the updated information, but I will also suggest you to do your own research before applying for any course of your choice in Belgium. So without any further ado, let's start the video. Let's talk about the types of education in Belgium. So first is the bachelor's degree, which is also called the first cycle studies, and it is usually a course of 3 years. Then comes the master's degree in Belgium, which is also called the second cycle studies, and it is usually a course of 1 to 2 years, but mostly 2 years. Then finally the doctorate or PhD, which is also called the third cycle studies, and it is usually completed in the period of 5 to 6 years. Now there are lots of universities in Belgium offering these programs. 580 bachelor programs at 60 universities, more than 400 master's programs from more than 50 universities, and more than 100 PhD programs from 18 universities. KU Leuven, Ghent University, Vrije Universiteit Brussels, also called VUB, University of Lake, and many others are topmost universities in Belgium, and in fact KU Leuven and Ghent University rank among the top 200 universities in the world. But I will talk about them a little later in the video. Coming back to education for bachelors. So bachelor courses are predominantly taught in French or Dutch language depending upon the region in which the university is located. But there are few courses which are taught in English as well. And as I told you before, bachelor's is usually a 3-year course. Now the most popular bachelor courses in Belgium are in arts, education, engineering, marketing, media, medicine, IT, nursing, and all the fields possible. Now, for masters, the students here don't usually stop at bachelor's, but they apply for master course as well in the same field, and that is considered as the complete education. So, bachelor's plus master's makes it 5 years of complete education, post which the students apply for various jobs and start their career. Now, many international students come to Belgium specially for master courses because the quality of education is very high and with a great focus on the research. And the job opportunities post masters are very good, and the students can start a great career in Belgium. Now, I've seen various sites, and the most popular courses for masters are masters in economics, in political science, international business, computer science, and few other fields. Now, same like bachelor's, the master's courses are taught in French or Dutch language predominantly, but there are of course few courses which are taught in English as well. Now coming to the third cycle studies, which is also called PhD, it is usually preferred by students who have outstanding academic skills and who want to pursue academic career. Now let's talk about the top universities in Belgium where you can apply for bachelor's, master's or PhD to have the best education possible. At top comes KU Leuven, which stands for Catholic Universiteit Leuven, and it is the oldest university in Belgium and actually one of the oldest universities in Europe. It was built in 1425 and it ranks at 84th position in the world. It offers lots of great courses and at affordable fees, not only for European students but as well as international students. Next is the Ghent University, which is also a very well known and popular university among students, and it ranks at 135th position in the world. It is one of the major research universities in Belgium, and it offers more than 200 courses in various fields like biochemistry, economics, civil, computers, physics, and the list goes on. Now UC Leuven is the largest French-speaking university in Belgium and has various campuses in Wallonia part of the country like in Namur, Charleroi, Mons and even in Brussels. The main language of teaching is French, but the university offers few courses in English as well. Then comes the Vrije Universiteit Brussels, also called VUB, and it is an internationally oriented university based in Brussels. VUB also conducts research based on the social developments for Brussels. And of course the university provides courses in bachelor's, master's and PhD in all the fields, and most of the courses are actually taught in English. And there are many more universities like the University of Antwerp, University of Lake, Hasselt University, and many others in which you can apply for the courses of your choice. Now I will tell you in brief regarding the various steps through which you can apply for a course in Belgium. First is to choose the program. So you need to think very clearly in which field your interest lies, what are your strengths, and what future you imagine in that particular field. Also, you need to ask yourself, would you like to study in a Dutch or French speaking university? And keep in mind that you need to prove your language competency in either French or Dutch language. But there are of course some courses which are available in English language as well. If it is in English, then you need to give TOEFL or IELTS exam. And all the colleges will have a particular cutoff for the TOEFL or IELTS. If it is in French or Dutch language, then you need to give the respective test for these languages and you have to share the test result with the university. Now that you have decided on your program, now you need to check the admission requirement. So for every program in every college, the admission process will be different. There is no standard process as such. You have to refer the official website of the university where it is explained in detail what documents are required. But since different rules apply for different courses and if you find yourself in confusion, then you can directly contact the program coordinator of the university and take their help and understand the admission requirement. Now, after choosing the program of your choice and then going through the admission process, it is time to start gathering the documents for your admission process. The documents will consist of your personal identity, which is usually passport. So, if you are planning to apply for the bachelor's degree, then you need to provide your secondary education certificate. But if you're going to apply for master's degree, then you need to provide the bachelor's certificate. And similarly, for doctorate or PhD, you need to provide the master's certificate. Then you need to fill in the application form, which is provided by the official website of the university. Then important is to provide the language certificate, TOEFL or IELTS for English speaking course, or the French language or Dutch language test results for the French or Dutch language course, respectively. Then you might be asked to submit the proof of the application fee as well. Now, many universities might ask you to provide with motivation letter like why you want to study in Belgium, and also they can ask you for letter of recommendation. So you can get those letter of recommendations through your old college professors or through managers of your previous companies. Now that you have finally gathered all the important documents, you just need to do the submission. So mostly for all the colleges it is online submission, but few of the colleges might ask you to send the documents by post to check for their authenticity. And if they ask you, then you need to get your original document signed and stamped or get it apostilled by your official authorities in your country. Now it is also important to know when to submit the application. So the deadlines will be given for all the universities on their official website. So I've checked for few. So for KU Leuven, it is 1st of March for the non-European students, the international students. But the application for the European students starts in the month of June, so it is little later. But for non-European citizens who already live in Belgium with valid residence permit, they are also allowed to apply for it in the month of June like the regular European students. For VUB, the deadline for non-European students is till March end, and for European students it is till September end. But if the non-European students live in Belgium with a valid residence permit, then they can also apply till September end. And similarly for Ghent University, the non-European students will have to submit the application before the month of April, and for European students it is till month of June. So you have to check for all the universities in which category you fall in. If you need a visa, then you need to start applying for the process much before the European students. And when the application is evaluated by the university, some students might be asked to take Skype interviews and some might directly get the admission. So it totally depends on case to case basis. So you have to be prepared for any kind of scenario. Now only after successfully getting admitted, you can apply for student visa, and that should be done as soon as possible because it might take time. And these are the list of documents you have to submit to apply for the student visa. So first is your passport. Then second document is the proof of admission in the Belgian university. Then you have to also submit a document describing the details about the course which you're going to study in Belgian University. You also have to submit the evidence of sufficient funds that will cover the cost of your studies, your cost of living, your healthcare. You also need to submit a medical certificate. You also have to submit the document which is a proof that you don't have any criminal record. Then the language certificate, which is the TOEFL or IELTS for English, or the French or Dutch language test result. for those language course, and also the letter of recommendation and the motivation letter. Finally, after getting the student visa, you can pack your bags and come to Belgium. So for that, you need to research a bit to check for your living accommodation. If you're going to share the room with any students, you have to contact them and do the preparation much before coming to Belgium, so that you are not in any trouble after coming here, because it is a foreign country and it can become overwhelming to adapt to a new country and culture. So do the preparation well in advance. Now let's talk about fees, which is also a very important factor for a student to decide if they want to come to Belgium. So many international students actually choose Belgium because Belgium offers a very affordable fee structure. Fees will have a varying range depending upon the course as well as the university in which the student will study. On average, international students can expect to pay between 800 to 9,000 euros per academic year, but the fees are lower for the European students. Also, the Belgian University provides lots of scholarship, so you should definitely check that. And there are also special scholarship for students coming from low income families. Also, it is very important to know that if you are someone who's already living in Belgium for more than a year and then you plan to study here, then you become eligible for the lower fees, same like European students. For example, if the fee for a particular course is 9,000 euros for international student and 800 euros for European student, but if you already live here for more than a year, then you also will pay only 800 euros. Now let me tell you in brief regarding the degree requirements. So when you actually start studying, you need to earn some credits to actually complete the education successfully. So if you're going to do bachelor's, then you need 180 credits to successfully complete the bachelor's degree. But mostly international students come to Belgium for master's degree, which is of 2 years, and master's degree is usually of 120 credits, so 60 credits per year. So I have an Indian friend who has done masters in civil engineering in Ghent University. So she told me that you need 70% in the first year so that you can successfully start the second year, which means you need at least 40 credits out of 60 credits to pass the first year. Also, after completion of first year, you are allowed to do internship of 1.5 months, which is usually the summer internship. But it is not mandatory. Instead, you can take a subject and the credits for the subject and the internship is the same. But it is always a good idea to do internship because that will help you to get experience. That will also increase your chances to get full-time employment contract in that same company post your masters. And regarding the examination, so there are mostly open book examination for all the subjects, which sounds very nice, but there are oral examination which is also called viva, and the professor will ask in detail regarding the subjects. So you need to be very thorough and very well prepared, otherwise it can get very difficult to clear the examination. And lastly, regarding the job opportunities post masters, my friend actually told that her batch had 100% placement and few of the students also got multiple job offers. So the job opportunities post masters is really good and students can have a great career start in Belgium. For the students interested for PhD in Belgium, they need to check the official website and search for the professors and mail them regarding the course, and they will only recruit you for it. You will be asked to submit the motivation letter, which is the statement of purpose, CV, and also the research proposal, like why you want to do PhD in this particular subject. Also, there is no fees for PhD. You just need to pay one-time registration fees, which is usually 600 euros. And when you start your PhD, you will be not a standard student, but a teaching assistant and also an employee of the Belgian University. So you will have some responsibilities, and according to that, you will be paid salaries. So usually it is 2000 euros per month, but if you have a dependent partner with you, then you are paid more, which is around 2500 euros without tax. And also the salaries keep on increasing per year, so it is usually 300 euros increment per year, and the PhD is usually completed in 5 or 6 years. And after completion of PhD, you can start your academic career where you can be the researcher or you can also be the professor in the same university. So this is all the information that I could give you regarding the education system in Belgium. So if you know someone who need this information, then I will highly recommend you to forward the video and share this information with them as well. And also let me know in the comment section below which topics you want me to cover in future regarding various topics of Belgium. So if you like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.